Live from Pahrump, Nevada, the Valley of the Dirt People, it's Tech Talk, Taco Tuesday, with your hosts, Jimmy Lewis and Logan.
This is the show where we talk about motorcycle and motorcycle-related products. This is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. And if you're watching on Instagram, it doesn't sound nearly as good as it does to everybody else.
I think good is subjective.
This is the voice in the Tron voice. My name is Jimmy Lewis, and I'm here tonight with Logan Tyler.
I'm not Logan Tyler.
You're not Logan.
Yeah, I'm a little older.
Oh, Matt, you didn't tell me that I didn't have Logan. Evidently, you talked.
Yeah, sorry, I'm making sure the show's not falling apart.
That's good. Logan is digging ditches because he's been penalized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. It is Tuesday. We don't have any tacos. That was brought to my attention.
Yeah, pretty upset about that.
Yeah, somebody was pretty upset about it. We might have some comments brought on later. Have we ever had... We've had other people's girlfriends on the show before.
What's that?
Have we had other people's girlfriends on the show before?
I've only been involved for about 39 episodes, so I can't speak for the first 100 episodes.
First 100. Are we at 139?
139.
Welcome to show 139, everybody. Thank you for supporting this show.
Who would have thought?
I don't know. You've been on the show before.
I have never been on the show before.
Okay. Have you watched the show before?
Yeah, I watched the first 10. I was like one of your first 13 followers.
Okay.
I liked everything. And then there's San Felipe Bob, who's always... I think is he here yet?
Did he beat you with the thumbs ups?
He did. I was like the number 2 supporter.
Okay.
And then I made it a point because it's COVID. I had nothing else to do, so I made it a point to beat Bob for a minute, and I did. And then he just blew past me.
Ryan Hanna, welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Why, thank you.
So I've known Ryan for 20 some odd years now.
18 years.
18. Okay, I just
not that old yet.
I exaggerate. You're trying to keep young, and I'm just trying to get older.
Yeah.
So what we do on this show is, like I said earlier, we talk about motorcycle and dirt bike related products. We try to answer your questions in the peanut gallery. I'm sorry. Is that mean to call the peanut gallery our commenters?
No, peanut galleries.
That's
classic.
Okay.
I mean, you're old. It's fine.
Okay. So we answer questions, whether you email them to us at Jimmy at Dirt Bike Test. Sometimes those get through. I don't know, somehow.
Jimmy at Jimmy Lewis Off-Road.
Yeah, my emails.
You got options, whatever one.
Yeah, I'm not really that hard to find through email. But if you try to call me or on this thing, which is, it's called a phone.
Oh, the logo's right in front of your phone. You can't even see what you're pointing at. Right
but
now.
it has like Instagram on it.
Right.
And people try to send me messages like that are really important on Instagram. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I've been on Instagram since last week's show.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Yeah. So I'm here. Hi, everybody. They're all waving. Actually, if I push it, I can wave back. Watch, I'm going to wave at all these people. I think that's almost as good as thumbs ups.
Yeah.
So, hey, if this works, the problem is we can't. It's hard for us to integrate Instagram into the show. Right. It doesn't mesh. The gears don't mesh. It's kind of like a Sachs 125 gearbox. It has seven speeds.
Speaking of peanut galleries.
Yeah. That's the live in person. It has 7 speeds that go forward and 17 neutrals in between those.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way. It's actually like this. The show is like a Sachs gearbox. A lot of misshifts.
A lot of
misshifts, yeah.
Yeah. Did we have any problems yet? Technically, didn't seem like it. Seems like we're doing good.
Other than that weird microphone thing.
Is this radio FM? It could be Osvaldo Yamaha 74. That's his name.
Yeah.
We're really good. We are experts at pronouncing names. And a lot of other stuff. And Jimmy has a soundboard.
Yeah, this just went downhill really fast.
I'll
Sorry, Matt, for even suggesting.
Yeah,
it's okay. So Jimmy was like, so I remember before the show, Jimmy
producer Matt, welcome to the show.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right,
Matt,
thank you.
Matt Mattoon.
2 buttons.
Yeah, Matt Mattoon, the guy that presses the 2 buttons that makes this show go live. And then, what did you do to scare Logan away?
He just asked if he wanted to come, and he asked if he needs to be here. And I said, well, you don't need to be here.
We
Right.
want him here.
We do want him here because I want him to see what it's like when I have a co-host that actually talks.
Well, his dad.
Well, he did. Okay. When was the last time you paid attention to anything your dad did? At least.
Well,
No.
when I was that age, this is a good point.
Good thing to just ignore everything your father does. That's a normal operation.
There's nothing, because your father has absolutely zero idea what he's doing.
No,
right?
no, none.
When you're that age, yeah.
You're sure of this,
Yeah.
even though generally they have your best interest at mind. They have a lot of experience that you don't. They care about you. That's
Right.
just most parents. And so yeah, why would you do? So anything that Jimmy does, that's Logan's dad, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how we refer to him on the show.
No, he refers to himself as the Wish Jimmy. It's like ordering Jimmy Lewis on Wish.
Okay,
So he's Wish Jimmy forever.
So our first question on the last show, they said Jimmy, comma, and they asked a question. So I just switched roles on him without telling him because this is how. I'm going to explain how do you be a co-host. Your job is to read the questions to me.
Okay.
And sometimes I just, like I always do, I just cut everybody off and keep talking and whatever. So sometimes I actually start reading my own questions, but your job is to read the questions. Like if you see a good one, go up in the chat.
Okay.
Or on the Instagrams.
What about this piece of paper that I have?
That has those are the ringer questions. Those are the good ones.
Okay. All right.
That we fetch off of our YouTube comments. We fetch them from our emails. Matt actually posts up on our Facebook page. Yeah. You can ask a question on our Facebook page. And then we are also live on the EXC and FE Performance Group, which is because I guess somehow because I have 60 some odd motorcycles, many of which are KTMs. Yeah. I know a thing or two about those.
One or two things.
Experience.
Well, Bob's already asking about how I tacoed his brand new Bills pipe on our first ride together.
Brand new Bills pipe.
Yeah, so like we went
in the old days.
Yeah, in the olden days.
Oh, because I didn't see him raising his hand. Usually he raises his hand and he starts waving over there like the peanut gallery.
Yeah, it was like
wrong Bob.
San Felipe Bob.
Oh, Mojave Bob and they're two different people?
They're two different people.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them in the same room at the same time?
Actually, I haven't.
I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
Well, there you go.
Huh. Interesting. And they both were in a property investment scam with me.
Yeah, there you go. Ponzi schemes.
Yeah,
Jimmy Lewis is known for his Ponzi schemes. He also got heavily into Mary Kay. I'm totally kidding, by the way.
Oh, anyways. So Osvaldo Con 74 asks if it's a 450 with a couple question marks. Is this show a 450?
Yes.
I think this show is more like a.
No, this is a 1998 first gen KTM 200, or was that 99? Which was the first one?
Ooh, that's a good question. When was the first?
Don't we have Google? Matt has Google. When was the first KTM 200?
He's busy. He's so busy over there watching bandwidths and things, like things
weird.
that are flying out to the internets to make sure the show doesn't crash.
Yeah, totally.
This little green box right here is very important.
You know what we need? We need a second producer.
Yeah, second producer.
Second producer would be nice. Why do you think I was trying to have Logan learn my button pressing skills?
Well, he's not a very good host. Somebody told me that.
Oh.
Somebody said.
Come on,
did I say?
He's young. He's got some time.
Are we going to get to the motorcycle stuff?
Yeah, I suppose. I was just trying to say, like,
it's funny. You mentioned about how you had so many KTM's, but which bike manufacturer sponsors the show?
Oh, we got to get to our sponsor reads.
We have sponsors.
Yeah, that's important.
We do have sponsors.
Yeah. One of which
which makes no difference at all about what I say. By the way, so we do have sponsors of the show. We thank them for supporting the show. And I will tell you straight up that the information that comes out of my mouth is what I really, truly, honestly believe. But it doesn't change the fact that what I say, the sponsors don't change what I say, and we make jokes and fun and we poke at different things. But these companies are supporting what we're doing, which is awesome, and they're helping us out. They make it viable. We have to pay every second I talk, there's a fee to send this out to the internets the way that we're doing it. It's not like the free social media stuff. Matt's going like, say the damn sponsors already.
Oh no, I answered.
He's-
I was answering Ryan's question. 97.
The show is a 570.
Oh man, I nailed it. I was off by a year.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
That
pretty good.
Penton bike was such a cool bike.
I love the blue.
Yeah, the KTM 200 the very first one they called a Penton. I got to go back east and ride that thing. It was super cool.
Well, I didn't finish. It's a 200 with the silencer falling off. That's basically the show. With me here. And it's not because of you. Like you're a well-tuned machine. You invited just mayhem in here.
People would like to disagree with you, I think, because we're so all over the place, like the beginning of this show in general.
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get.
That's fair.
So maybe it is like a KTM 200. I like the analogy of this show being like a KTM 200 because it's super lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
It's got good torque for such lightweight. It has really good performance, but not the best performance. I'm talking about myself now.
And me. I can be included in that.
Right. Well, we don't know yet. We'll judge later.
Okay, that's fair.
A lot of judging going on here.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, if you're on the Instagrams, my phone is going to die pretty soon. And you can, if my phone dies and you wonder what else we're going to talk about, I'm going to do sponsor reads and you're going to just want to hang up on the thing because nobody wants to listen to commercials.
What if we drop them in every like 5 minutes?
Well, you just never know when they're going to come. It's like we try to sneak attack the sponsor reads, but you should wonder who's smart enough to sponsor this show. Like who would like put their money where their mouth is because they want good motorcycle content going out on the internets.
Speaking of which, we should probably give some motorcycle content.
Internets.
Yes.
Tech Talk Taco Tuesday would like to thank Yamaha, Taco Moto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech, Fasst Company. Those are the companies that are bringing you the show. And if you wonder what they make, I'm going to secretly, anytime that I have the opportunity, I'm going to slide it into an ad read and people aren't going to know. But then I'm going to say, did you get that? Was that good?
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
This is the way we're going to do tonight's show.
Excellent.
Okay.
We're learning on the fly.
Yeah.
Right.
Winging this thing.
I didn't know we had a soundboard until we started the intro.
Yeah. Oh,
That's-
we're doing full shock jock. Yep.
So
You only do it once though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I probably have to pay for it now.
I have to make this admission I'm gonna make this admission live on the show.
Okay.
If I very easily could have made a soundboard,
Oh. This is a big fail, Matt.
but do I really want to give Jimmy that power?
No. Oh, actually, the big fail was admitting that.
Matt,
Yeah.
it's very important on Tech Talk that Jimmy remains in control.
Exhibit A.
Give him lots of technology. We will never get to talk about motorcycles again.
Exhibit B.
The voice Matron's already too much power.
I know. Yeah. So, okay, everybody, thanks for joining in. George says, don't forget I sponsored the crapper. You mean this show? Yeah, this show tonight is brought to you by George. If you ever see an emoji sticker that looks something like this, I'm holding this up to the camera. I'm holding it up to if you see this, George, you should be on Instagram right now. You're big.
Oh, huge.
If you see that, evidently those stickers can fetch up to $1,000 at auction.
Well, I already bought 2 of them.
Oh, yeah. So and it cost them about $388 to sponsor the crapper in
I
my other
thought
house.
that was pesos. No, this is
Yeah,
bad.
no.
This is bad. I'll never financially recover.
Okay, so back to the motorcycle and motorcycle product related questions. If you really want to help us out in a more direct way, you can click through our Amazon links at www.dirtbiketest.com or the Rocky Mountain MC links. And I'm going to put up, after I get done with this show, I'm going to put up a video about the Lex pipe that I got, which is a Rocky Mountain house brand. It was on my bike I was riding all day today. Did you know that?
That was a Lex pipe?
Yeah.
It looked right.
It looked right.
And it sounded really well.
It worked right.
Yeah, it was quiet.
Yeah, it did everything. I had to adjust the muffler due to unforeseen circumstances.
Some muffler bearing issues.
Yeah, I had some muffler adjustments. I let somebody borrow my motorcycle over the weekend, or it was a client at our school, and he was interested in buying a KTM 300, and he found out how much power it had.
You should send FMF back that pipe so they can do a new bend.
It looks like the old KTM 200 bend, except the other direction.
Yeah. We'll call it the snorkel.
Let's see. LA Pepper says, "Love my YZF 600R. Thanks, Yamaha." Well, that's cool. What's a YZF 600R?
That's a street bike. That's a street bike.
That's not. Isn't that a quad?
No.
I thought it was a quad.
I thought it was a quad.
Oh, is it the? No, I thought the Raptor was a 660.
I thought YZF was a quad though.
I don't know.
Well, Yamaha
I have the Googles.
yeah uses lots of YZFs.
Oh no, it is a street bike.
Yeah.
It's the 600 the super sport bike.
Nailed it. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I haven't been involved in the industry in so long, and I know more than you.
Right.
Dirt bike test, not street bike test.
Yeah, not street bike test. Oh yeah. Two guys upset.
So LA Prepper actually had a good question before that.
Okay. LA Prepper. So so I say his name and then you read his question.
Okay, he says my bike is bouncy. Preload too high or keep going softer? I take it as on dampening settings.
So LA Prepper, my bike is bouncy, and he wants to know: is his preload too high or keep going softer or damping settings? Also, LA Prepper, your first thing would be better explanation of the problem, so more clear thoughts. So you're pretty much using the same methodology that we use in talking on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's what's good is I understand this. You would want to slow the rebound. If the first thing said your bike is too bouncy, I would go with slowing the rebound.
We got to explain on the clicker what the S and the H are for that.
So that's actually really good too, especially for someone that might not know.
Yep.
So the S means softer or less damping, and H means harder or more damping. So H means slower.
Yeah.
So and usually screwing it in, if you're tightening the screw, which you're not really tightening, you're changing the clicks, click, click. When you start tightening it, that slows down the damping. So generally bouncy is a reboundish issue. And when I say this, I'm expecting that your spring rate is correct and that your compression damping is in the right zone.
Well, also you got to check the sag as well. Make sure the sag's in the right spot.
Always.
Otherwise the compression won't matter.
Okay, so when we start talking about like how my bike is working, how my rear shock is working, number one is make sure your shock is set correctly with sag.
So what is the right number?
Preload?
Between 100 and 110 still? Or has it changed since
It's whatever your manufacturer recommends.
There you go.
And measuring it where they tell you to measure it. Like usually your manual will have this, but the funny thing about that number, the sag number, is it's just a number and it depends on whether you like the way it feels. So generally, and it changed. I went from liking bikes that were high in the rear to liking bikes that were low, and now I'm back to liking bikes that are a little bit, I would say 2 to 3 millimeters higher than what a manufacturer recommends. So if a manufacturer says your sag should be 105, I like 102. And it's kind of consistent bike to bike to bike. And it's just the way that I think it really has to do with how big my belly is and how far forward I can get. And so as my belly gets bigger, I sit farther back in the seat, and then I need to add more preload. But since I'm getting lighter these days, I might have to start going back to manufacturer recommended sag settings.
So much work ahead of you.
That's because I'm a pretty pea in a pod.
There you go.
Princess and the Pea.
That's right. So, LA Prepper, what I would do is start out with sag. Make sure your sag is correct. And that will tell you a little bit about spring rate. Because if you can't get proper sag with your current spring, you might be overweight for the spring. And if your spring's too soft, it'll definitely be too squishy on the downstroke. And that could be springy on the compression side, where generally when people say bouncy, it's the rebound side.
Yeah.
But if you're too soft on the spring side, then you get a lot of motion, and you can slow the rebound down. It'll stay low, but then it packs and it gets bad. I mean, suspension is so stinking complicated.
Well, it's also so personal.
It's personal, but it's also very simple.
Yeah.
If it's stock and you're the right weight, the manufacturer.
Oh, we got a peanut gallery.
Oh no, you don't have to amplify that. We don't ignore. Yeah, you know the ignore button. We do that a lot. I'm gonna get to the point here.
Yeah.
important point. If it's a really old bike, failure of the shop.
Oh, yeah. How old is the bike?
Yeah. Well, we gotta scroll down.
That's a good. Is that the Bob Bell now?
It can be.
It can be.
It's the ignore button now.
Ignore button.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's my soundboard, but it's pretty limited.
Okay. It's analog.
And George puts up a very good comment. After he called me one time asking about suspension, he said after several minutes of me explaining, going all over the thing, he said, all that information is in your manual. But a lot of people don't get the manual. They don't want to read it. They just want to know. So make a note that when I talk about what we talked about in the show, because I'll forget this in 10 minutes, that we had a very detailed discussion about suspension.
Yeah.
Very detailed.
Very detailed.
And it ended with go look in your manual, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
It's not gonna end there. I always expect that the people that are asking the questions, everything else is good. Like everything is right. Like their sag is right. They're in the right spring rate.
Yeah.
Everything's good. But their bike feels bouncy. And I wanna really tell them how to fix that, but I overlook that they may have just missed out one of the major big steps.
Think me at 16 years old. I had no idea what anything.
And this is where I really do on this show try to roll it back to help everybody out. It's like, yeah, you probably missed out on some major thing, and that's why it's too bouncy. Like even Bob pointed out. I hate to compliment you, but I'm going to do this. Maybe the bike is 3 or 4 years old, and the oil's just completely worn out.
Yeah.
It gets springy. Or maybe there's been an internal failure of some
bladder's
sort.
blown.
Yeah, the oil, on the KTM there's a piston inside of the reservoir, and now you've got oil contaminating the nitrogen charge could be gone.
Yeah.
There is so much that could go wrong, and if your suspension is over 20 hours of use, and especially if it's completely stock and never been rebuilt, just go get it rebuilt and then talk to your suspension tuner if he's a good
get it sprung for your weight.
And don't take it to your dealer. Go to a good suspension guy.
The best modification you can make for your motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, you can put new tires on it too.
I feel like that was a personal attack on my tire choice that I just made. Because those
No.
Oh, Bob.
You're forgetting going to the Jimmy Lewis riding school.
Oh, my own school. Yeah, I wouldn't
Plug
want
yourself.
I wouldn't want to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. Online courses though.
So bouncy rear shock, and Bob says no oil. So Bob goes right to the toilet and pulls out this or cavitation, like the oil's leaked out, and all of a sudden you got that makes it super super bouncy.
Dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous thing. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, George. Thank you, Bob. The other Bob.
Oh, and thank the LA Prepper guy for the question.
Yeah, thank you for the question, LA
That was a
Prepper.
great question.
The YZF is a quad.
No.
YFZ.
YFZ.
YFZ is a quad.
Oh, okay.
Also, I like George's comment here about your pipe.
The Lex pipe looked like a flex pipe on the 300. No, that was an FMF muffler that flexed quite well.
Yeah.
So-
I was shocked that thing held together. Didn't
Yeah.
just snap off.
Well, you got to go look at the engraved thing on the bottom of it. The reason it won't and can't be replaced. That's going to go up on the wall of damaged parts now.
It's amazing. It's like I've never seen a right angled, or it's like a full 45.
Luckily, it still flowed. It didn't make the bike.
We should have got a picture so we could show the audience.
Yeah.
No, well, somebody should do show prep or something like that.
Yeah, there's a producer for that. I heard.
Okay, let's get right into this. 34 people. You know, Ryan, you know how you said you used to watch this show?
Yeah.
What made you stop watching it?
Just time. It was wonderful. It was good.
But
I actually like the shows that went off the rails more.
Mark Daniels, who's a regular on the show, won a very nice prize package, which is laying on the floor over there with a shipping label on it. It's going to go away. So every once in a while, you can win something on this show.
Oh, free stuff's good.
So with that, I'm going to shut off the live, what do we call this, Instagram feed?
Instagram, yep.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining. If you want to kind of continue watching, hold on a sec. Golden Reese says, how many hours did you put on that oil on your Baja trip before the change? 2 full days before Baja and 4.5 full days. So those are 8-hour riding days, That would put 5.5 hours. So 5 times 5, 25.
We've just gone beyond your depth.
Yeah, it's a lot of math there, Golden Reese. But we put some time on it. For sure put some time on it. But you saw the oil coming out, and it went right back in, and that bike's going right back down.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's see if there's any other questions in this before I cut them all off. We'll see you over at the other formats that you're afraid to look at. So, cheers. Okay, I think I had it. And now.
Oh, Jimmy, you'll like this question.
Okay,
Where do you find the rock
Jim
oil
Garbus.
filter? Yeah, where do you find the rock oil filter oil?
In my garage?
Yeah, but do they still make it?
Yes.
Where can this gentleman get it?
So, Jim, what you want to do is search rock oil, eco filter oil, or search water washable synthetic air filter oil, rock oil. If you put those terms in there, it'll take you in the right direction, because I had some contacts that kind of switched, and I still got back to the main guy that was able to get me more of it. So it's not easy to find, but you will love it when you find it. That's amazing that we have enough carryover that people are asking questions from like 2 or 3 shows or a video or two
Do
ago.
they still make that strawberry 2-stroke oil?
Oh, you had to ask.
Oh.
You want to know what I was so bummed about today? Is I wanted to put it. I haven't run it down low enough to put the new oil in.
Yeah.
I'm running. I think currently it's. I don't know if it's Motor X or I don't know what's in my 300, but I wanted to put that in there so you'd have to smell the strawberries all day.
It would have been just like a flashback.
Did you ever smell it?
Oh,
Today?
I
You
used
smelled
it.
No. Did you smell the 2-stroke oil today?
No, that muffler did great actually.
Yeah, I don't think on the new bikes, it's not like the old days when you're mixing it, a little rich and stuff. Those TPI bikes are so efficient. Even the betas that have the oil injection are so efficient. You don't really smell the 2-stroke oil.
I wouldn't
that much.
have known it was a 2-stroke until I got up close.
Yeah.
It literally didn't have any of the 2-stroke characteristics.
And Victor has a really good question. Are you going to Nora this weekend? Victor, the answer is yes. And Mark, your package is on the way. So
Congratulations.
congratulations. Now he may actually have beat out Bob on the loyal the #1 fan thing.
Oh, Bob, you got some work to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bob won something on the show a while back.
Yeah, he did.
It's still sitting in the place where I told him, because I didn't mail it to him.
Right,
I told him where I was going to put it.
Yeah,
It's
still
someplace.
there.
It's still there.
Oh, look,
I trip over it every time I go to bed up in the mountains.
Oh, Sam Felipe,
Chris,
Bob,
Chris,
come on.
Chris Broomwell says Santa Clara Motorcycle Store just
Right.
received some on Monday. So yeah, they are still selling it. I wonder who the distributor is.
It's the Rock Oil USA guy.
Oh, okay.
So, and George just put something up in the chat room. So if you're ever watching this show and you're able to get into the chat room on the Facebooks or the YouTubes, there's a lot of good information that kind of floats around. You can ask your questions there. We tend to answer them live if we're not distracted by whatever we got going on, like not having tacos.
Yeah, but we're not having tacos. There's a Taco Source Rex right here,
Yeah.
and there's no tacos.
Right. Oh, I forgot. This is such a good sticker. I need to put this on my mic handle.
There you go.
Okay.
Do you want me to do something?
No, I was going to tell you that Taco Moto sponsors our Roosterendo segment, which comes up in the second hour of the show. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what Roosterendo is, then you might be endoing like someone who doesn't go to tacomoto.co. That's tacomoto.co to find all of their, especially KTM and Husky aftermarket performance needs. And they have this really neat funnel. And I'm going to tell you a story because today I was actually changing oil on a couple bikes, including when I got back from the ride today, I changed transmission fluid
This is a There I Was story.
in my 300. There I was.
There I Was. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
And so I had to refill a KTM RFS bike that I had. And that funnel is so bitchin'. just so easy to use. It fills quick and all that stuff. But remember how I complained about it doesn't fit in my bike with a big gas tank?
Yeah.
It doesn't fit in a KTM RFS bike. It would thread in there, but it just doesn't fit because those used to be straight. It doesn't lean out to the side. Mm-hmm. And this is how much I like that funnel, which you can get at Takamoto Co. That funnel is so nice. I get really mad now that I have to go and get my regular funnel that doesn't thread into the thing and it doesn't flow as fast.
Stupid funnels.
Yeah, so
Stupid funnels.
it's a lot better than just trying to aim.
Yeah.
Bill O'Neill says, I've got the funnel. It's awesome. Bill, did you get it at Takamoto Co.? That's the question. Because that's a good sponsor of our show. They've been, especially if they pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
We reached out to them today about some miscommunications on the billing.
Victor says
I'm going to blame the producer.
Victor says the funnel is useful for some short fellas so they don't pee their knees.
This is Victor. Don't read everything that Victor posts in the chat room.
I'm committed at this point. I'm super interested.
We've had to send some people to therapy who've just read what Victor puts on the
Yeah.
Well, it's good because I just got out of therapy and we're gonna be fine.
It's okay.
You're
The
gonna
whole
get back
so you're calling our riding session today therapy?
Yeah, it was.
It was good, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was a great show.
I
had a
showed
great
it.
time.
I showed him where I found Ricky Brabeck's GPS watch.
Yeah. Some animal had chewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was great.
And Bill O'Neill did get it at Takamoto. Did Bill submit a bike in Roosterendo? I'm just saying.
Not for tonight, no. But if you want to see your bike on the next show, just go ahead and email it to me at matt@jimmylewisoffroad.com, and because we could use some bikes.
What does Rick want to know?
Rick wants to know, Electron worth the money or no? 2017 Husqvarna TC250.
So Rick, if you are still in the chat, haven't been annoyed by our
Turned
banter,
off already?
tell me what you would like your bike to do better, and I will tell you whether it's worth the money. Because there's one very strong characteristic of that carburetor, and if you tell me what you would like your bike to do, I'll tell you whether it's worth the money or not. So we're going to put that question on hold.
I'm going to do my best to read it when it pops up.
Okay, yeah, keep me informed. So let's go to our first question. Hey, if you think this show is a shit show,
Sorry, that was funny.
Jimmy also does a show called the Better Rider Podcast, where we actually promote that riding school that I hardly ever talk about that I do. It's serious. We talk to our instructors. We talk about things you can learn. And every show we give you a nugget, some little bit of knowledge that you can use to make yourself a better rider, hence the name of the podcast. And if you want to teach somebody how to ride that does not know how to ride, that maybe has never touched a motorcycle, like imagine if your girlfriend had never touched a motorcycle. You would send her to jimmylewisoffroad.com to our online training classes, and you would still have a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Because allow us through the internets to train your girlfriend to
As long
ride
as
better.
the spam mail doesn't pop up the way it
We
used
don't
to.
do spams.
All right. I believe you. So, I think you got. Can you scroll up, Matt?
Okay.
You just blew by with questions.
Oh.
Rick wants crisp at many altitudes and temperatures in Colorado.
So that's what you're looking for. It will definitely be better than your stock carburetor, 100% better. So here's where I'll go with the Electron. It's actually, it makes the power way smoother than the stock, whether it's Mikuni or Kian. It smooths it out to the point where it's almost like the fuel injected bikes, but it doesn't. It just doesn't have the fuel injected bikes, even though they're ridiculously smooth, still allow a certain amount of snap, but the Electron carb still acts like a carb. It's never like perfect, where the fuel injection is always kind of perfect, which to some people feels too smooth.
I don't like it myself.
You don't like the fuel injection?
No, it rips my shoulder out.
The fuel injection rips your shoulder out.
Yeah, the first
On a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke?
4-stroke.
Oh, the 2-stroke, it's the same.
Yeah, I'm convinced now. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
So yes, if you want crisp and smooth throttle, and especially smooth throttle, that Electron would be probably a worthy addition to your motorcycle. I know, and if yours has the Mikuni, and I think it does, the Mikuni is kind of one step off the Kaheen in my opinion as far as the range it works on. It's a little more finicky, and it definitely uses more fuel.
Oh, I got this one. Victor says he's changing fork seals at the moment for his XR650R and can't find a seal driver. What's the Jimbo Lewis trick? You do the PVC as well?
No.
No,
No, I'll actually use a really blunt, flat-bladed screwdriver. And this is from years of experience in my garage before I knew there was a thing called a seal driver and stuff. And sometime I would actually, so imagine this. So you got the fork and you're kind of, so, but what I would do is I would take you put the new seal in, I would take the old seal, cut it in half, or not cut it in half, but cut it so I could take it back off.
And then pound it with the seal.
And use the old seal as the driver for the new seal with the screwdriver. So you take one screwdriver here on the front and one on the back.
Yeah.
So and you squeeze it around the thing so you can tap on both sides without having to pick it up.
Well, there you go, Victor.
So there's when you don't have the proper tools, there are ways around it. But
I always use a PVC pipe. I did I think it was a 1 inch, and I cut it in half and then pound it in.
Yeah, but that requires having some. Victor would have 1 inch PVC, no problem.
Yeah.
But most people have a couple of flat bladed screwdrivers and some ones that they've used as chisels.
Yeah.
So now they're all blunt.
There you go.
And so I would have these too because I just crawl around my barn and find them, and I'd clamp them around and I'd tap, and I'd use the old seal to drive the new seal down, and then I'd take it and just peel it off and pull it out of the way. So that is not a proper mechanic technique, and most mechanics right now are just cringing and just whatever. But you know what? When you got to get the job done, you got to get the job done. And Victor may be a Mexican, and he may be in the United States, but you can't take
all the Baja tricks.
You can't take the Baja out of the bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, he's mainland Mexico. Can't take that out of him.
Oh, Mark Daniel says he used a half-inch wooden dowel on the old seal.
That's pretty good too.
That's a pretty good money move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you hit it wrong and it goes into the slider with a hard metal thing, then there's thing. But the wood's not going to damage the seal.
So I got two things. Bob asked for a shorter rider loading his or her motorcycle in the back of a truck without the confidence just to ride it up. Like I always use the cooler method.
What's the technique?
Yeah, what's the technique? Besides riding it up, because not everybody's Jimmy Lewis.
Ask for help.
Yeah, ask for help.
Hopefully what you need to do is you need to put the ramp up like you're going to ride up.
The short person in the audience just downed you right there.
No. Here's what you do. So set your ramp up like you're going to ride it up, and take a couple ghost runs at it like you're lining up, but look really sketchy when you're going to do it. Make sure people are watching.
Yeah. That's good.
Draw
a crowd.
Draw a crowd. Yeah, so you take some, but don't actually do it. Just take some like you're going to do it, and then a couple people pull the phones out.
Yeah.
A couple people will pull the phones out, and then there's going to be someone that will offer to help you, and you say, "Oh, thank you," and that's what you do.
What about Bob? Bob, what do you think? I think that's a bunch of crap.
I was going to ask Jimmy if he remembers Tex Mitchell working for Alan Roach.
Yeah, I remember Tex. I know Tex.
Remember how he scalped himself with his loading ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come back and
line of stitches all over.
So if your loading ramp it is a certain angle, when your front wheel hits that, and when people ride them up, I ride them up all the time. I don't. Yeah. And it's funny because people go, well, why don't you get a run at it? Because if your wheel hits it and hits the ramp, sometimes the ramp slides and it slides up the thing and it comes back and gets you right in the head, like Tex evidently did. I didn't see this, but
there was another one. Scroll down, Matt, please. There we go. Their best front end suspension tips for KTM 990, finding it very soft on the road and washy and loose gravel. Also looking at stiffer springs for the front. Is there a spring that you would recommend? 260 pounds, and I don't mind sacrificing some softness for highway performance.
A Tasson Leak. That's his name, Tasson Leak. This is how you do your questions. He asked what he wanted. He gave us information, because if he didn't say he was 260 pounds, I say, you're crazy. I like the KTM 990s. I thought they did a pretty good job with the front fork.
Yeah, but they're squishy for, I'm Probably heavier than you. They're still squishy for me.
That's what you think.
I
They're
don't know.
really good.
Well, I know the wheels give out before
well,
the suspension does.
I've always said this: if you're bottoming out your adventure bike, you're exceeding its performance capabilities.
That's fair enough.
So at 260 pounds, yes, you are putting extra weight on the front end, and I think you do need stiffer springs. So I don't know this is where you talk to. Actually, Race Tech on their website has a really good spring rate calculator, and they probably have all the different options and stuff for you there. If you're going to go up to a spring that's going to hold up a 260-pound man on a motorcycle, you're probably going to want to do some internal valving, especially on the rebound side.
Yeah.
So because that extra spring is going to be pushing that fork back down a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So
when you unweight that thing, it's going to come back up quick.
And if you're going to go to that much stiffer on the front, you're probably going to want to match it on the rear, balance that thing out. So you're kind of in a little bit of a conundrum. My KTM 950 has, and mine's an S, so it's longer travel, has the stock spring rates in it. And everybody goes, no way, it can't. And I'm like, yes, it does. And I think I'm running a little bit more oil level to help with the bottoming, so it bottoms a little more controlled. But and the last one I rode, that 990 Baja, which was kind of the end of it, that was some of the best. It's funny because if you're coming from if you're a dirt bike guy, you go, yeah, this suspension feels kind of heavy and sacked out. It's like, do you know how heavy that bike is? But
525.
Anytime I started going to the stiffer springs in those bikes, for me at my weight level, I kind of found that they didn't handle as well, and they started getting they gave you a little bit extra confidence that you don't need.
Oh yeah, they're good at that.
Yeah.
Hey Matt, I think we're not caught up anymore.
No, because I was keeping on that picture.
No, I like it. I like it.
On that question.
Attach your ramp. We got all sorts of responses on there.
Okay, Mark says to attach your ramp to your pickup bed with a tie down so it doesn't squirt out from under you.
Yeah, I'm not too bashful to admit that I tie down my ramp now, because I load up by myself all the time.
Right, and I'm just very careful about when I do it. Like if I sense that it's gonna slip or move, I fix that, but I never tie it down, because if it's gonna slip or move, you're doing something wrong. And if you're out in the, like we talk about, out in the wilderness by yourself and a weird thing, you can find undulations in the ground. You can find how to drive your truck tires into a little bit of a ditch that's like 6, 8 inches down, and that makes a big difference on the angle, the incline of the ramp. You can kind of dig the butt of the ramp down into the ground. Also,
what Jimmy's not saying is he has how many properties with a loading little dirt spot?
Yeah, I build these at my properties.
Yeah,
I hate you know what's really stupid about this, by the way, on my part? You know how many times I've driven away without putting a damn loading ramp in my truck?
Oh, because you have them?
Because I have this
then
loading
you got a
thing.
Scott Summers it up there.
And I can do this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At my old and meek stature, I still know how to grab the swing arm, lay the bike onto my shoulder, and stand up.
Yeah.
Use my legs to lift it up and then slide it in. I'll call it Paul Osbo style. And if you know what I'm talking about, there's videos on the internet. Search Paul Osbo lumberjack Baja loading techniques.
Yeah.
He put it on top of a service bed, but he was tall enough to do this. Like I said, lumberjack, Paul Bunyan style.
Oh, I think I've seen these clips.
Yeah, he was a man mountain for sure.
What we got?
I'm loading up the Voiceomatron thing
Loadsmanship.
Again.
We got some
loadsmanship.
Yeah, we got firstmanship. Yeah, that's great.
Let's get some of the questions that we've skipped last time.
So this seems very much like.
Hey, we forgot to mention this is a little pro bono ad thing. If you're thinking about going riding and you want to go on a tour and you want to go to an exotic location, Costa Rica Unlimited. So they have amazing brand new gas and KTM 2 and 4 strokes with U.S. guides who have been hosting tour groups for a decade. So just search Costa Rica Unlimited and you will find out how to begin your adventure. And I've heard, this is maybe a rumor, but if you tell them you learned about this on Dirt Bike Test and you stay with them, you're going to get the palatial suite.
Yeah.
The best place to stay. You're not going to get one of the janky little rooms off to the side. You're going to get the best room. That's what I've been told. So.
All right. We'll go to a question from Pedro Linchero.
Okay.
Question as well. The KX was a X demo with 20 hours. Bike doesn't like to start or restart while in gear, clutch in. I'm thinking clutch drag and will investigate this weekend, but do you have any thoughts and suggestions for starting this bike in gear with the clutch in?
So it was a demo.
Yeah.
So that means he feels that his bike was abused before he got it?
Well, he just can't start it when it's in gear.
Well, but the fact that he brought it up, it was a demo, means a used bike that was abused. He's feeling this.
It's probably the plates, in my opinion.
So anytime that if a bike doesn't start in gear, but it starts flying out of gear, there's something causing this, generally drag. And if your bike, let's say just a lot of people got on it and were hard on the clutch, and it got hot enough to warp the plates, the metal and the steel, the steel, or I don't know what year was it? A 20? It didn't say what KX year it was. Some of those there was some years where they had aluminum plates in them, different things. Those plates can warp. And so you think about, passing a warped plate, it's going to drag.
Yeah, it's more friction.
You've essentially made a thicker clutch pack, because when you pull the clutch in, that warp kind of comes back out and it causes drag on it.
Well, a lot of those, don't they have a steel option as well instead of doing aluminum?
Yeah,
replacements?
most of them are steel these days, but I remember there was some, I think it was the Kawasaki ones where they were actually doing some steels and then some aluminums in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different, and this is when you hear about guys like tuning clutch packs and stuff,
Yeah,
and it's mostly for starts.
I always swap them out for all of my race bikes that I built for customers.
All steel.
All steel.
Yeah.
Because then it was like a flywheel weight.
It adds flywheel weight a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was times when I preferred, I would do this mix and match, steel versus aluminum, because you could get a better launch when you're, basically it's mostly for the start and stuff.
Sure.
But they react differently. Who knows what's in there? But check to make sure that they're not warped. And it's very hard. I mean, you're going to need a very flat surface and very small feeler gauges and stuff. But the way to check it, the best way to check it is when you take your clutch cover off and you get to the clutch, take all the springs and the top thing off, and then try to spin the center, the internal thing, and feel how much drag there is, and then take all the plates out and feel the difference in drag. And as you're building it back together, if you start putting 2, 3, 4, and there's more drag on that clutch,
Yep.
there's probably some.
Well, I made the mistake of doing all aluminum just for an experiment.
Yep.
Oh man, that was bad. The one I got 2 days of riding and the whole thing gelled up, like just made a amalgamation of clutch discs and aluminums. But also I'm hard on clutches, so that's fair.
I noticed that today.
Yeah, you did. It got a little warm today.
Well, you came up and said my bike's boiling. What did I say? What was the first thing I said?
Oh yeah, get off the clutch.
Get off the clutch.
Oh yeah, and I immediately snapped too. Mind you, if you're in the audience, I haven't really seriously ridden a dirt bike in a while. So
Here,
usually it's.
Let me see if I have the Excusatron.
Yeah.
The Excusatron.
It's right next to the Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you want to go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Jimmy. In the last show, you guys touched on the Nora 1000 and said it's a perfect introduction into rally. Can you explain how Nora works? Is it road books or something else? I've been waiting to do this race for a few years, but I don't know much about it.
Oh man, Connor, you're like I wish I would answer this last week because you probably still could have entered. I think you can still show up on Saturday or Friday and still enter down there. But
Cash is king.
yeah, they'll probably take your entry, and somehow they're gonna find me and make me train you. Mm-hmm. But so the Nora is the funnest race on earth. That's what they say, and that's what I've heard. I've not been to one before, but judging by the people I've encountered with the organization and the racers I've come in contact with, I think this is true. It's basically like a Baja Peninsula run at a slower, I don't want to call it a slower pace.
It's a party pace.
Yeah, at a party pace. People are racing.
pace.
So instead of doing all nonstop, they're doing it over the course of 5 days. Mm-hmm. They're staying at some really nice places. They've sought out better than just beat to hell score courses. They're actually looking around for some of the really fun roads. And I rode some stuff I haven't ridden down there before, and it was amazing. Just beautiful, fun. So it's done with a map book, just like they do in Dakar, for instance. It's a scrolling map book. You're going to have an odometer, and you're going to have a tracker device that will work as your tracker, and it can be your cap repeater, or you can have your odometer and your cap repeater. So you can basically do it. I would call it like a Dakar light. It's easy. The navigation is not meant to be tricky. It's meant to introduce you into navigation in order so that you can have a safe race. So they mark the dangers, they mark all the turns you need to make, but they're not really trying to trick you up with the navigation. They're trying to use the navigation to get you to where you are going. And I think there was some people that were reluctant to this. They just wanted the traditional, just give me a GPS track log. And after riding the course, I would much rather have a map book. And this is coming from a guy who can navigate both ways equally, but the map book is just simpler.
So, you're bi-maptual.
Bi-maptual.
Yeah.
This is correct.
Yeah. It's the mapsmanship.
Right. Should I put that on my Grinder profile?
Yeah,
Matt?
you should. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I think the Grinder profile is already doing good.
It's
enough.
doing good on its own.
It's doing
Okay.
pretty good.
I always wonder about
Like
this.
I'm on my phone over here, actually, like trying to dial back the notifications.
Right.
Yeah.
Is
Matt, are you responsible for his Grinder account as well?
he manages it.
I don't
It's
know.
called. I
Social
think
media
it's
manager.
called
Huh.
onlygrinders.com. You pay me.
Wow.
Onlygrinders.com. It's a new thing.
It's like the other thing, but more more
it's-
Lewishness.
It's the only thing I do. It's the only work I do for Jimmy where I don't want to see the tip.
Oh, that's fair.
And by
That's
tip,
fair.
he means the extra money they pay me after they
That
give
is
me
not
a
that is not
fans.
what they mean. That is not what they mean.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
Jimmy, when they say
You're
just
a big
the tip,
hit.
it's not money.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Was it adventure, bikes? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Go ahead, hit me. It's gonna be another plug. Ready? 1, 2, 3,
no,
go.
it's not going to be because I just realized how bad timing that would be.
Oh,
Okay,
come
next question.
on. I've been riding a CRF 230L. This is Aaron. For a bit, and I have a serious bug for an upgrade. And essentially, after this paragraph, it goes, should I get the 500 or the 350?
And so he's talking about the KTM line of products.
Yes, KTM line of products. I know nothing can replace riding and comparing both bikes myself, but with limited opportunities to make that happen, I thought seeing I could tap into your expertise.
So Aaron was in our class this weekend, and he is definitely.
350 for that guy for sure.
Oh, that's what you're just going straight 350.
Yeah, just 100%.
Well, I want to be like all of his buddies are saying, dude, you're an idiot if you don't get the 500. I mean, the 350 doesn't have enough power.
No, 350 all day long. I've raced how many years, and I want a 350.
Yep.
Yeah, like I just want a 350. That
So-
thing is the perfect bike for any skill set.
So in the most simplistic ways to talk about this, it's like I always say, if you like to rev something, if you're not afraid of revving, and he wasn't, he had no problem revving. So the more you like to rev to get your power, the more you should look at the 350, and the more you like to torque to get your power, in other words, chug, 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 the more you want the 500. Because for the most of the time you're riding, this is what everybody just throws out the window. They're looking at some peak horsepower number, like, I need this much, or I need that much. You're going to be, whatever power requirement you have, you're going to accomplish that with the throttle. So if you need 17 horsepower or 28 horsepower, you're going to turn the throttle to get that. Both of these bikes will achieve that power level. The 350 will take a little bit more RPM to achieve that power level. And you think about where you ride all the time, and look at what RPM are you riding and where are you comfortable. And this kind of goes to a little bit to your, the clutch and stuff like that. You're afraid of your bike stalling?
Me?
Sometimes.
Oh, it stalls all the time. It's
Yeah.
just an old girl.
Right. So the problem is a lot of people think that, the 350 is going to stall so much, and it's like, no, trust the torque. Allow the bike, to feel how much power it actually has down low. And fuel injected bikes are so good now.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, so that's the first thing. Do you like to rev or do you like to torque? That's going to give you a direction. I'm not going to talk about the peak power, all the, this and that. No. So then we come into weight feel. Which bike feels lighter or heavier or whatever. As RPM builds, bikes start feeling heavier. Okay? So there are times, believe it or not, when the 500 can feel lighter than the 350 because you're not revving it as much and the motor isn't spinning as much. But for the most part, the 350 will feel a lot less than the number tells you. So let's just say, I think, what's the weight difference between those bikes? 12 pounds, 17 pounds?
No, it's more than that.
350 and 500.
350 and 500.
A pound.
It's a pound.
Oh, it's less than that.
Yeah, or 2
Oh.
pounds. Yeah.
No, it was a bigger gap. Well, I don't know what it is.
The new ones, I know.
I haven't looked at the spec, so it's a pound. It's not much.
No, right. It's hardly anything at all.
For the most part, the 500 will feel 20 pounds heavier than a 350,
Absolutely.
and it's because of the power.
100%.
It's because it has the power, and
It's that reciprocating weight once it fires at the top.
yeah. And like I said, there's rare instances where a 500 will feel lighter than a 350, but there's not that. Like I said, rare instances.
But
Most
you're
of the
going
time,
from a 250L.
which both of those bikes will feel markedly lighter
Yeah,
than that
there you
bike.
go.
Yeah, and his was the adventure, the
Rally.
rally,
Yeah.
and that bike, just because of the extra stuff on it and just the visual aspect of it, does feel a lot better. So you will be happy with either of those bikes. Ask yourself what are you looking for. I wouldn't worry about the durability. Like, the 350 is going to be revving when I'm riding on the road. They don't care. Just keep fresh oil in it. Unlike me, I go. How many hours did I go on my 500? We figure it was
Baja?
yeah.
I'm gonna guess around 50 hours.
5 times
Yeah,
8.
50 hours.
Because you said what about?
Yeah, 40,
Yeah.
50 hours.
Yeah. If you change your oil at 25 hours, even though the manual says 10 or 12 or whatever, 15, yeah, you're fine. It's not that hard.
Cool.
That's so, Aaron. It's one of those things where that's going to be such a performance upgrade for you. The CRF 250L is a really good bike at doing what it's doing, but and I also noticed that he's a little cramped on that bike.
Yeah,
the rider
it's too
cop is
low.
cramped.
The handlebar's too low. The pegs are too high.
Right, and you
Yeah.
can get all of the stuff to make the KTM's into that kind of a bike,
Yeah,
a bigger
well, he's
gas
tall.
tank, a fairing, all these things like this. You're gonna either one of those things is really good.
So Noah has a good question. He says, speaking of 300s, what are your opinions on the CRF 300L versus the KLX 300? Is there one objectively better?
Noah, I think that the CRF 300L, I haven't ridden the 300L, and I haven't ridden the KLX 300, but I think the Honda, just in general, the Honda's a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact, and I believe it's a little bit heavier. I don't know. You'd have to look at the numbers. And my experience with the older KLX 300, and from what I can look at, the motor hasn't changed a whole lot. The Honda would have a little torquier, heavier chug engine feel, where the KLX or KLX would rev a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Both good bikes, but in the grand scheme of things, they're kind of the same thing. Like I said, they're kind of competing on price point. Trying to bring a bike that's affordable in and give it some legs. So I would just kind of like, do you like red or green?
Basically, I think both the headlights are ugly, so I wouldn't buy them.
I rode
and
a
then-
KTM 300 today. I liked it.
J Troop Wombat said, sorry I'm late. We're going to have to put him in the sin bin for that, though.
For being late?
For being late.
Well, I hope he was working on his motorcycle.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Jimmy, not sure if this is how to comment for Taco Tuesday.
Jimmy's not here.
Jimmy's not
I mean,
here.
Logan's dad's not here.
Oh, yeah.
This,
Jimmy.
But this Jimmy's here.
But I'm looking at buying a 2013 KTM 250 XC. It has a recluse clutch on it. Owner doesn't know what model is installed. Is there a way to tell if it's a Radius CX or an EXP 3.0? Is there a way to tell?
Not unless you take it apart.
Yeah, you got to take the cover off. But
And especially that vintage. And here's the thing about that was the time when Recluse was kind of going through some evolutions. They found some better internals to the EXP discs. They were going away from what was the other one called with the ball bearings?
oh, that thing.
That was
That was the
the core?
EXP.
that was the EXP.
That was the EXP with the ball.
Oh,
bearing?
Yeah, the balls are the EXP.
Balls with the EXP.
What was the one that was just the plate? The plate.
And then there was like the core, and they have a lot of different names.
Yeah.
And so until you really take it apart, it's difficult to tell. I can tell by feel between the ball bearing one and the EXP disc one. There's a there's a real noticeable disengagement on the one with the balls, and it was very, very complicated to get those set up properly. I still have them in one of my Husaberg 570s. Ring the bell. Good.
There you go. Got it.
Yep.
Got it. We were waiting for that.
Missed Z-Start Pro.
Z-Start Pro. That's the one.
There we go.
Yes.
So it was
yes.
not EXP. So Z-Start. The Z-Start was the one.
You nailed it. Thanks, George.
Right. And so there's a lot of so they were kind of going away from that. They were starting on the EXP, and so when you go to Z-Start and the core this and that and the others, you're probably going to have to take it apart to see it. It sounds like he wants to go back to a stock clutch.
Yeah, that's exactly. He says he wants to convert it back to a manual clutch because I'm a newer rider and want to master the clutch before going auto. So that's the other half of the question I was going to ask. What components would you need to change it back?
So if your Recluse is set up properly, here's what I'm going to suggest. Just pretend like you have a regular clutch in there and then do all the things that a normal clutch does, and you'll be fine. And if you're worried about whether you're getting it right, borrow a buddy's bike who has a regular clutch and check yourself, as opposed to start taking all this stuff out. What would you need to change it back? It's dependent on what's inside of there. And when you open it up and it looks like all stock parts and there's just one EXP disc, that's the low line one. But like sometimes Recluse gives you different thickness plates, and it's easy to put that back into a stock clutch, especially on a KTM with a hydro clutch. It'll kind of self-compensate back in the thing. But aside from just taking all the stuff out and throwing all brand new stuff back in, most of the guys that have the Recluse, when they put it in there, they put all their stuff back in that box. And if you can get that box that has the stock parts, that would be helpful. But it sounds like those are long gone or misplaced.
I really like the EXP, just the EXP, because it cut down on stalling when bikes were carbureted still.
Yep.
and all that stuff. You hit a log going downhill, you're not going to die and then hope that it bump starts down the hill and all that. But yeah. I like them. I have, like I always say, I have Recluses in most of my personal bikes. I did not have a Recluse clutch in my bike today. I was actually pretty shocked when I saw there was no Recluse cover on that thing.
You know what's funny? Because of riding Recluses, I've learned to be much better on my clutch.
Really?
Yeah, because it teaches you how low you can let that bike lug down and how you should properly. Because it's essentially mechanical. It's perfect. It doesn't care. It doesn't care that you hit a bump and it doesn't on and off the engagement. It does. Everything's based on engine RPM, and when the engine RPM suddenly drops, it suddenly disengages. Yeah. It doesn't take a sound to activate your brain or feel. It's all related to. It's just 1-to-1, and when I started learning that, it made me better at working a manual clutch. And I thought I was pretty good to begin with, but I got way better, and I really learned to trust the torque of the motorcycle.
That's good. All right. Well, we got a jetting question. Speaking of F5.
Oh, I can jet bikes over the internets.
Can you?
9 out of 10 times.
All right.
Without referring to a reference manual.
Well, do you want me to even say it then?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. You almost lost me when you said, I don't know what it does. And this is from Ethan Olson.
Okay.
I think it's probably from last week or something. But you really pulled it together nicely. You have an okay understanding of what this does. This is pertaining to JD jetting. And that's plenty good for most of us. A bit more confidence next time. So this is a comment. This isn't even a question. Basically calling you out for jetting people over the internet.
Thank you.
This was an older JD jetting video.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tuner.
All right.
Speaking of that, you know what kind of sprockets I run on all my bikes? Yeah, DDC. You want to know why? Because the sprockets never wear out. I don't like putting them, wearing sprockets out and stuff. Stainless steel. They're coated. They look pretty. They're lightweight for lasting forever. DDC supports off-road land use stuff, and Nate is a real rider himself. So if you want to get some DDC sprockets, just like it says on the label there, you go to ddcracing.net, and they just got a big shipment of KTM sprockets. So now's the time to go get them because they're going to be sold out real quick, and then you have to wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I always got them and they were on back order. I had to wait. It was always too late. All right, so we have 250 Xe Shootout video comment.
Okay. This is directed to Trevor, but I'll pretend like I'm Trevor, which means
Okay.
I won't say much, but I'll
Oh,
say
hold
something.
on, turn that way. Turn that way. All right, now turn back. All right, this is Trevor. All right, agree 100%. I haven't ridden them all except for the Kawasaki, but everything said about the others is 100%. The Honda looks good. You just can't beat the YZF. Why did I get this?
Because you're talking about Yamahas.
Okay, but you just can't beat the YZ250 FX Power Suspension Tuner app. Not that maps make a huge difference. It's just a gimmick mark for me. But any map, but it does the difference on them. There's a whole.
talking.
Oh god. Okay. Honda made a huge advancements, but Yamaha still has a strong edge, power, and suspension. You would think that after all these years, they could put out some suspension that's on par with the Kiyaba shock, without spending another $1,000 for a revolve. But I'm not going green. Stark Varg. I don't know what that means.
You don't know what the Stark Varg is?
No, what's a Stark Varg?
It's an electric bike, 80 horsepower, evidently, and it comes.
Oh, yeah.
and
I have
it-
two friends that are on the waiting
and
list
it,
for that thing.
and it comes with a toolkit.
A toolkit?
Yeah, it comes with a toolkit.
Is it like a computer? You plug it into your home computer?
I don't know. They have so many pre-orders of this thing.
Yeah.
They decided to tell everybody that they're getting a cool toolkit.
I have 2 or 3 friends, and they don't know what the toolkit is. It might just be like a Phillips and like a crescent wrench.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with an electric bike, it's probably just a voltmeter. I don't know. I mean, you're not supposed to have to work on them. Hey, well, back to this. So Trevor, I got when Trevor sent me the video, I was supposed to tell him, whether it was good or not. And I'm like, Trevor, don't apologize for what you like. Because he literally at the beginning of the video he says, like, I'm kind of sorry that I picked. No, he's not sorry that I picked the Yamaha. That thing needs to go back up there because I'm gonna say this, because it's good, and they sponsor the show. And if you're a motocross rider driven to dominate, the Yamaha YZ line of 4-stroke bikes are built for victory. That way you can visit YamahaMotorsports.com today to explore what's new and improved for 2022. If you want to know what we really think, you can listen to Trevor apologize for liking the Yamaha too much. But the YZ450F and YZ250F bring the performance with power and 4-stroke engines, reducing unspun weight, new suspension settings, and if you want the look of the full factory ride,
sick plug.
Sick plug? Oh, good. Yeah.
Plug. Yes.
You can get the Monster Energy Yamaha Racing Edition's graphics package. You know what the best thing about the Yamahas are? The 4-strokes?
Please tell me.
Precision tunability. And that's with the Yamaha Power Tuner app. And I am the biggest fan of that Power Tuner app because you can take your bike from mild to wild with just a few pushes of the buttons, and you can request the Jimmy Lewis map, which is by far and away the best map, no matter what. And you don't have to think about it. You just go bzz like that, and it goes into your bike right from your phone, like this phone right here.
Wait, so there's a Bluetooth app, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
You talk to the ECU with your phone. So visit YamahaMotorsports.com today and find your local Yamaha dealer. There, okay.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I mispronunciated more of that than I've ever mispronunciated. Just like I did in the read.
Jimmy's got wordsmanship.
Wordsmanship.
He was an editor or something.
He was an editor or something, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I need the 2-stroke one too, by the way. Have that ready to go?
Yeah, I can have it ready to go.
On point. Hey, you know what we like to say about Climb gear? I wear it almost every day. Did you see me wearing Climb gear today?
He did. Full.
Did you take a picture of me?
I did.
You did?
I think.
You can't post it on the internet because I was wearing prototype gear today.
I actually didn't. I didn't take any pictures. Well, I didn't take a picture with the gear. It was just off for your other websites.
Oh, that's right. The grinder.
For the grinder
shit,
thing, yeah. Me and Matt, I got you down.
The only grinders.
Yeah.
So, actually today I was testing some gear for the future, which is, it's got some pretty awesome stuff in it. But if you wonder how that gear gets so good, they spend a lot of time testing and developing. They're always looking at the latest materials, the newest innovations and fabrics. They're always looking to durability. I have no idea how a bunch of snow machine guys started making really good motorcycle gear. It's probably 15 years ago.
Young Matthew over there has some really sweet.
Oh,
clean
dude,
gear.
was that stuff flashy?
Oh man, the
Dude,
thing is so nice.
I've never had gear look that good. Like,
Yeah.
I was so excited to wear it.
I thought he was faster.
I'm surprised
than
he
you.
doesn't have. I'm surprised he doesn't have a picture of
Yeah,
himself
can-
like modeling
Do you,
that.
do you
like,
have any
up for the
selfies of
screen.
that stuff?
No, I got Logan to take some pictures of me though before we got it all dirty.
Right.
Oh,
Because
man.
I wanted to make a thank you post because Klein was hooking the riding school up with some gear. So
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
really
Thanks,
nice of them.
Klein.
Yeah, they support the show, they support the riding school,
Yeah,
and if
but-
you want good off-road durable gear, actually, you know what's funny is you could almost wear that gear at the track, and people like Don Maeda would not like give you a hard time.
yeah, it's sick. Like I'm surprised they didn't send a mixtape.
It's
with
the
it.
best
so
when I
fire.
show up and I know I'm not going to be a photo guy because I understand there's like boundaries and stuff. We don't really want to cross these lines, so sometimes I'll show up and I'll just throw my climb gear on because it's so damn comfortable. My XC light gear, and I'll go out and start motoring around the track. And so when I'm roosting Don the whole time in my climb gear, sometimes when we get back, I go, Don, should I put the fanny pack on just to rub it in even worse?
Yeah, that makes more
Yeah.
sense. That would be the logical next step.
I like Don.
Yeah. You only got
Okay.
you only got one more thing, and I think it's another comment.
Okay.
All right.
Brian Frick.
Brian Frick. I have a 20 YZF-X and a 22 RX. I agree with Trevor on those two, even though I'm old and slow.
Trevor's kind of slow.
The power tuner and transmission put the Yamaha unquestionably first. Honda starts looking really nice compared to the Yamaha. I put the red Moto tank on it, and it's worth the money. Looking forward to seeing comments from other folks.
Right. So if you want to comment, just go check out our videos on the YouTubes. Trevor is doing a really good job of keep doing some really good, interesting comment.
Oh shit, we have a celebrity up here.
Is he the one that submitted the video?
No, but he does have a submission. In
Oh, he has a submission. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Is he
So-
a submission
hey, wait,
for
back-
a Grinder account?
No, back to
okay.
Trevor.
Just
Back to
making
Trevor. Trevor's been doing a really good job putting all this stuff on dirt bike tests, and because I haven't been, and he's doing such a good job. Somebody's out shopping trying to steal him from us.
Oh, what?
Yes, yeah, we stand to lose Trevor because we don't make any money here. We're just paying. We're just like putting quarters in the slot machine to send this stuff out on the tubes.
I've seen that hot tub of yours. I don't believe that for a second.
The hot tub.
Yeah.
You mean the pool out back there?
Yeah, it's perump. It gets real hot.
Oh. That's a lap pool.
Yeah.
That's
I forgot the
that's
bungee cord.
that's a therapy.
Can you explain to people that for 1 second? I think that's a worthwhile.
I
story.
need to start a home improvement podcast.
100%.
Or something like
How
this.
to make a lap pool for $15.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you got to invest the $430 on the 14-foot diameter round pop-up backyard pool too
Well,
first.
Did you check Craigslist before you just went out and bought it all nilly-willy like?
No, if they're selling it on those other sites, they got to have the pinholes that are really the detriment to the above ground pool crowd.
Duct tape.
It's kind of like patching a tube. It's like, do you really want to do this in emergencies? Okay, but
I stay up late at night. I see all those Flex Seal commercials.
So, hey, another thing. You wonder how I can ride so much, right? Fasst Company Flex handlebars.
Oh yes, I've been riding those since actually 2004.
That's probably right when they started coming out.
They
those
were.
things.
I had the original with the single bar.
Oh wow, that's real original.
Yeah, Cole and Chris are good friends of mine, family friends from an ex, and we've always stayed in touch. They've always taken care of the sport. They're always there.
Yeah. So I have bad wrists. Everybody knows I had career-ending wrist injuries, and luckily, I was right about the time that the Flex handlebars came out, and I didn't just go poo-poo them like all the other media did at the time. I said, hey, these things actually have some merit. Everybody complained about how heavy they were. Well, over the time, Fasst Company has worked at reducing the weight. They've made the things just way more sano. Imagine having a bar that has that much adjustability, in the angle, and they have different sweeps, all the stuff you need to get the right handlebar bend for you. Plus, there's a benefit, a bonus, is that shock absorbing flex dampers inside of it. So you have compression and rebound dampening on your handlebars, and I've always said they make bad forks good. So I can actually run, and I talked about this on our last show, how I run a slightly stiffer setting in my fork so I can get better feel for the ground without punishing my wrists.
I've been running Fasst Company bars for 19 years, and I will tell you they've been on every single motorcycle that I've ever owned. And I'm a true believer because I've broken my wrist 6 times.
Oh, that's more than me.
My right wrist 6 times, my left wrist 5. So I will tell you, the only reason I'm still riding motorcycles right now is from those Fasst Company bars.
These guys are making American-made, all American-made products, as they always have been. I have them on most of my bikes, and the difference between a bike that has it on and a bike that doesn't, if I ride a bike that doesn't have Fasst Company flex bars on it, I can't ride tomorrow. Or if I do, I pay for it because my wrists really hurt. So they're really that good, and I'm not kidding. I would tell this to anybody. That wasn't just a read. That was the truth. So, anyways, I think that we're on for another question up here.
Where are we at? Oh, there we go. Any chance you know what off-road helmet would be best for a long oval head shape?
Yeah, Rusty Schatz. He's a regular viewer. I used to know this because I wore so many different helmets when I was doing photo modeling all the time. We were always wearing different helmets. And I want to say that and this may not be current because I know they changed. Because like I know the climb helmets between the F3 and F5, there is the F5 tends to be a more oval shape and the F3 tends to be a more round. And I've even seen companies kind of switch them mid-run and stuff. In my experience, the Showys and the Bells tended to be a little bit more oval than the Arise.
Yes.
And the
I used to sell these things. I'll tell you exactly.
Oh,
how they're
good. Yeah,
shaped.
you used to work at a dealership.
Yeah, I worked at a dealership for 4 years.
Then cut in and drop knowledge.
Yeah, so Showy off-road helmets. It's funny because the street bike helmets and the off-road helmets switch. So the Showy off-road helmets are for a long oval, and then the Arai off-road helmets are for the more round head. I have a round head. I rode with Arais because it was the only one that really fit really well. I've tried Showys. I've bought Showys. I've had Showys given to me, and they just don't fit my head. And then it flips.
The most important thing about a helmet, by the way, is fit.
Yes.
That's if it doesn't fit, you can throw out anything else you want.
Yeah,
Price,
it doesn't
materials.
matter how much you spent on it. Doesn't
Right.
matter at all.
Yeah, so that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I was really disappointed. I bought a Rye Street helmet, and it was a long oval. And I bought it right before a 1,000-mile road trip on my old cruiser that Jimmy still roaches me about. And I had the biggest headache. And then I switched to a Showy helmet, and it cured it all. So they flip-flop depending on what you're trying to get. If you want a street bike helmet, long oval is Arai. Long oval is Arai, and round is Showy. And if you want an off-road helmet, Showy is long oval, and Arai is round.
But probably, if you're buying a helmet, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to go to a dealership and try them.
Yeah.
Try different helmets on and see
How do the
see
climb
what
helmets
fits.
fit?
It's
Because you got a round noggin.
I have a round, and so I prefer the F3 over the F5. But what was funny is I wore the F5 last time I was down in Baja, and it actually seemed like it fit really good. It was more comfortable because I went back to the F3 today. I was wearing the F3 today, and I'm like, did I reshape my head?
Some pinch points.
It might be malleable. My head might be malleable. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Well, I have to take a nature break. I'm gonna give a celebrity.
Oh, we have
We're gonna
to
get a celebrity guest here.
We have to. Geez, we're already that late.
Yeah.
Running that
Yeah,
far over.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a quick little break. We have actually commercial breaks in this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect for me.
Yeah, so you can go run and do that. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll bring in Rooster Endo after this.
Yep, Rooster Endo right
Okay,
after this.
so here's your break.
Yeah.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text, and it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it to look for weaknesses and to improve it, or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden, and raced, and knows meets the high Taco Touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
And we're coming back.
Just for you.
Gotcha.
So on to your left, there's.
We're live?
Yeah, you're live. I said we're coming back.
Okay. I was trying to post on the Instagrams from our previous live video.
All right. Well, don't. I gotta step out, so don't let the show.
Don't
go
hurt
down.
don't hurt my brain.
Yeah.
George says he has an oval head. Let's see. Does that look oval to you? Looks kind of square to me.
Yeah, it's got square for sure.
So welcome back to the show. This is the segment. Are we going to get a special guest in here? Are we allowed to have girls on the show?
I don't know.
It's okay.
It's 2022.
Well,
Jimmy.
now that Matt's gone, we were really trying to boost viewership. So we were going to call this show. We're going to call this show Tech Talk Taco Tuesday and Strippers.
Yeah.
Is this the right way to introduce you or not? Oh,
perfect.
damn
Thank
it.
you so much.
That's fine.
So bad. You're going to have to scoot over a little bit, get a little closer.
Get over here. I'll move my tacos.
And Ryan, would you introduce it's fiance, correct?
Fiance.
Well, it's the same thing as a girlfriend. That's what I still call Heather.
Same thing. So this is my fiance, beautiful fiance, Sari. She took her first class this weekend with Jimmy and did killer. She's a beginner, but she's quickly moving up to a novice.
But I'm a professional bitch seat rider, as I declared in
It's
class
true.
yesterday.
We always
so.
went up and beat up on supercars on the BMW, like wearing like a tank top and incorrect riding gear.
Oh, on your cruiser.
Yeah, no, on the Beamer.
On the Beamer.
Yeah, with knob tires and a cooler in the pannier.
Right.
And just go beat up on supercars on the weekends. That was our kind of thing for a while.
But it's more fun to ride your own motorcycle.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have to use beeps. Beep.
Yeah.
It's kind of we don't make this show for kids, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't like to say bad words in front of Logan, so I've learned how to tone down my language.
What?
Yeah. So I'm sensitive.
Let the boy learn.
Yeah, I'm sensitive. Oh, you ought to hear his dad.
I met his dad. Yeah.
So Siri.
Sari. You got close.
I butcher names all day long.
That's
it was
all.
written on her front number plate, and I probably never said it that much.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Matt's trying to do something here to adjust the camera, to fix things. So we're all good. So in front of us is the rooster endo board. If you end up on this end, your bike is endoing. If you end up on this end, you're roosting. What you can win if you submit is a $100 gift certificate from Taco Moto. So they make really good parts. You go to tacomoto.co and get all the stuff you need. And we don't discriminate on what kind of bike that you have. Even if it's a Yamaha, it may not win just because Yamaha supports this show.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Taco Moto makes a lot of cool stuff for lots of different brands. So, oh boy.
Oh no, I got this is perfect. This is perfect for me.
So the way it works is you hand me the picture.
Oh, I hand you the picture.
You hand me the picture. Yeah. I don't get to look at what it is. I just look at the picture. So I get the picture. I hold it up like this. And then you say the name, and then Matt goes and pulls it out of the closet, and he puts it up.
This guy's name is Rica Brabeck.
Rica Brabeck.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, Rica Brabeck.
You ought to hear my phone,
Yeah.
what she says when she calls Rica.
Rica?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it says it's a Jakur Honda 450 X.
No, go ahead and say what it is.
Okay, it's a JCR Honda 450 RX.
Right.
Yeah, I got the PC bump absorption, which it's got pro circuit suspension with O Campbell Grand Prod settings. Yeah. So it's got is it original Campbell production
Campbell
settings?
Grand.
I'm trying to. This guy's obviously from the high desert. Can't spell
That. Oh, he's gonna pay for that.
Oh yeah. It has a PS Zost. Wow,
Pro circuit.
Yeah, Zost. I don't know what that
Zost,
means.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think he texts more than he actually types stuff out.
Renthal fat bars, although he spelled it Rental.
Okay.
You have sponsorships, Ricky. Our HRC
He
clamps.
does know how to pronounce his name.
Sorry, Rique. I'm sorry. He's French. Hinson clutch components, gold rings on preferred OEM hubs. Preferred? Is there a preferred hub?
Preferred.
Maybe
That's
he prefers them.
Maybe he prefers them, yeah. Nothing makes you faster than Jimmy Lewis off-road than a heavy right hand and a heavy right pointer.
heavy.
I think that was a fat joke.
a heavy right hand.
Yeah, yeah, he said he has a heavy right hand.
What's a
Ricky,
heavy right
I knew
pointer?
you when you had a very heavy
right?
right hand and a very heavy right pointer.
Yeah.
Front brake, I'm gonna guess.
yeah.
Heavy right pointer.
I keep mispronouncing his name. It's Rique. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that bike way better than any of the other ones he'd submitted.
Same here,
That
actually.
that
Yeah.
one. I mean, I've ridden all the other bikes allegedly, and I like the newer ones better than because most of the other ones have carburetors, and then the other one is a factory rally bike, and that thing's just plain gnarly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks
so pretty.
it looks cool to be on it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to ride. But like that bike is for him, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything good for me.
No.
It's a really good rally bike, obviously, but this is of all of Ricky's bikes. Actually, he invited me to go riding with him a couple weeks ago, and he said I could ride anything in his garage, and this would have been the one I would have grabbed.
Oh, hell
probably.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they've done to the suspension. They could have completely jacked it up because when they modify it for one guy, you're making it worse for the other guy because the stock stuff is actually
Well,
pretty
doesn't it have
decent.
like 40 clickers?
The factory stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is just production based
Oh, okay.
stuff. That's
Oh,
probably
this
that's
bike,
probably a really good bike.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
I don't know. Did it beat Kendall that day when you're out riding? Was it faster than Kendall?
That's gonna have to be the thing.
Yeah, that's a question. I hate to say it, Ricky, but as much as you butchered the description, that bike roosts.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a really good.
Definitely roost.
That's a nice bike.
Yeah.
It just has all the right stuff done
It's
to
too
it.
pretty. I'm actually mad at it.
It's preferred.
Preferred.
It's preferred. It's
Right.
got preferred hubs. Here's the next one.
Okay.
This is from a gentleman named San Felipe Bob.
I've never heard of this guy. Who is that?
He's a
Oh boy.
Yeah. He has 2 generations of race wins on the same awesome machine. It's a 94 WR250Z
This is
two-stroke.
the-
I have ridden this bike.
This
Can I
is-
be the
I've
first to
ridden
say
this-
that I enjoy the feminine colors?
Oh,
yes,
it is.
purple, blue,
Oh,
and
yeah.
white.
No, it's not feminine. That's just 90s, baby. That's 90s.
Hey, KTM just released their 2023 bikes today, and they threw a little purple into the graphics.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, that was the
into
big for the enduro bikes. That was the big change this year. The big change on your 2023 KTM's. It's not going to some sort of new fuel injection on the TPIs. It's not changing over to the new factory edition style 4-strokes.
It's purple graphics.
It's purple swath of color on the graffics.
Yes, this is peak Jimmy Lewis
And why
era.
not? If
And-
we haven't hit the purple era, where have we gone?
Well, it is a payback to the when KTM's were purple. They were, and then right after that they turned teal or
teal,
green or
yeah.
something like that. I was a factory rider back then.
Is this a dirt bike, Matt?
It seems to
Yep.
be a dirt bike.
It's beautiful.
A
Oh,
dirt,
boy.
a dirt.
So
bike.
back
It
to
actually looks like a new e-bike.
back to San Felipe Bob's thing. Has he put trophies in the picture too?
Yep.
Oh, he did.
He threw some trophies into the picture.
There's some trophies. There's some yellow in there too.
Is the seat torn?
This
Bob,
is like an
is the
ugly
seat
man
still-
wearing more rings to look prettier, though.
Man,
Ooh,
that's
wow.
mean.
No,
I'm
that-
sorry. She hasn't met you yet. She'll love you.
That isn't mean. That's appropriate.
Yeah.
I wasn't referring to San
I
Felipe
like that.
Bob. I was referring to the bike.
Well, it's a bike is a reflection of the man that created it. And how many different colors of blue can we have? Look at the frame and the fender, and then the purple seat and the off blue
But
tank.
you know, the yellow really pulls it all together.
The yellow highlights, yeah. I've made puke that looks better than this bike.
Oh man, that's not nice. That
Yeah.
thing is a winning machine. It's got trophies.
That's the definition.
ride it.
That's the definition of a bulbulous tank.
Hey,
we
Jimmy.
use the word bulbulous.
Yeah.
Do your 570s have a trophy?
Oh.
Do my
The gauntlet's been thrown.
Do my 570s have a trophy?
Do any of your 570s have trophies to go along with them?
Let's see. No, because I remember one time.
It's Excusatron.
I
Where's
ra- yeah.
where's
No.
the thing for the Excusatron?
I raced my 570 at the Takati Enduro, and I got a fourth place trophy. And I can't figure out how I got a fourth place trophy in
That's
the 40.
someone with a lot of participation
in the
for
40
trophies, I will tell you.
in the 40 class. It's hanging on the wall in the other house.
All
It's
right,
up on the
all right,
wall.
that's fair.
And I constantly look at that and I go, how the hell did I get fourth place in the 40 class? Because when I was like of the age, I used to finish, top 3. I think third was my best, maybe second on a 125 one time of all things. And I keep asking myself, how could you get older and you're still racing against all the same guys and get beat by other 40-year-olds? But I did a cartwheel on the 570, so it only has a fourth place trophy, and I don't know that I've raced it any place else.
Just a quick question on that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Let's
the
get back to Bob's bike, but
no,
go ahead.
Yeah. So the 570 has such a low center of gravity. Were the
No,
cartwheels
no.
better or
No,
worse?
it's a high center of gravity.
Oh,
It's a
so
very
it's-
centered.
oh, okay,
It's a
never
very
mind. Sorry.
centered center of gravity.
Forget I said anything then. All
So-
right, Bob's bike.
You guys, Bob is apparently colorblind. So, we're all assholes. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Are we picking on him then?
Better critics, though,
I thought he was an electrician.
of color than he is.
No, I think he's a general.
He's a MacGyver.
Yeah.
General master of some sort of construction skill.
That makes sense.
So
Just to be fair, I'm torching people,
Insert
but I
ad
love
here.
Bob and I love you, Ricky.
no,
It's all good.
I'm confused at where to go with this bike. Can we put it? Can we
hold
put it
back
back on the screen? It's got trophy cred.
Yeah.
It's ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but you started this.
I speak a
Sorry,
little French. I speak a little French.
Does he have a red bar pad on it?
It looks that's what I was
yes.
looking at.
Is
yes.
Is it the old dehandler? What was the bar
But
pad?
he
that
might
they
think
used
it's
to-
the same color as the grass.
Oh
Right.
yeah, yeah. It's that bar pad that has like the 2 ridges in it. It's like that old like mono foam thing.
Probably hard to count.
Right, the
Yeah.
debruiser. It was called the debruiser. It
Yeah.
was like the dehandler. They made it.
Hey, to be fair, it's period appropriate.
It might be.
It does look like a onesie you would wear skiing in 1989.
Yeah, I ridden that bike. It's fast. It's super.
The
powerful.
motor's still pretty good. I mean, Yamaha hasn't changed that motor. It's got a bulbulous tank that pushes
The debruiser.
The debruiser. See,
That's the one.
I caught it. Yeah. Bob, you need to see a gardening specialist to fix those dead spots in your lawn.
Oh,
by
I
the
know
way.
a guy. His name's Jimmy.
This bike roosts.
Yeah,
It-
yeah. Well, yeah, it
it
roosts.
well,
Yeah.
let's
It's got
put it this way.
cred. It's got
It
cred.
has
With
it has
2 Zs.
it has roosted.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
is it going for sale tomorrow? Like, is he going to say, I got roost on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday and
better
this thing's
not.
up for sale?
Genius.
That
San Felipe
thing's
Bob.
basically a trophy case
Yeah.
bike right there.
Did we read the disclaimer where the Taco Moto gift certificate is not available to friends or family or top fans of the show?
We did
that's
not give
not
that
fair.
disclaimer. But,
Okay, go ahead. Next.
Okay, so we got Keith Webster.
Okay, Keith Webster.
One of 9 bikes. Wife said I could have 3. I appreciate your stick-to-itiveness.
Hey, how many of these bikes are your wives?
Totally.
This is the trick you got to learn.
Oh, it's a great 6 days bike.
Yeah.
I love them. I love 6 days bikes. They have the great color scheme.
God, is that all he put?
That's
I'm
all
really.
it. That's
I just
it.
want to say I'm really
Let's see.
appreciating
We'll
the
zoom
landscape
in
on
the-
this
Let's zoom in
picture.
on the back. He's got
Much
a
better
nice,
than
nice
the dead
sprocket,
grass.
Nice sprocket.
I'm actually trying to identify the location of this photo, which is kind of one of the things I kind of do on my side. But is it a low seat on that thing too?
Yeah, I shaved
Seat
it.
concept.
That's
Seat
shaved,
concept
but
seat?
it's
You see the
shaved.
logo
It's
back
shaved.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
shaved for sure.
Super low rider seat.
Yeah.
Some people need that.
Well, Jamie Lewis says you don't sit down on a bike anyway.
Right, so you're not going to feel it. But
Yeah,
the
you
problem
don't
is
even need a seat.
they have it so they can put their both feet on the ground.
But if you're following Crazy Nate's technique, you really need
yeah.
that extra 4 inches
extra
of hover.
foam.
This bike is
Yeah.
not Crazy Nate approved.
No, no. Well, he doesn't. No, he would hate. He would like the low part of it, but he would not like the seat. Lack of information. Endo.
Yep.
And then
Follow the rules.
we have a special submission
Yep.
from
yeah.
young Matthew.
Okay.
It's a video submission. I forget the name. He submitted a.
It's just a dirt bike.
Video. Yeah.
We have it. If you
take the headphones off because I don't know. It's gonna.
oh,
blow
it's
our
gonna
ears
blow
out.
my ears out.
yeah.
Hey, I tell you. Can we still hear it, or I can hear just?
Oh,
it'll-
you'll be
it'll-
able to hear it from the headphones.
Oh, hey. So one thing, Ryan is Ryan Hanna. Ryan is a Hanna.
I am a
Ryan's
Hanna.
an artist, and so if you ever wonder about where this nice piece of artwork came from, Ryan made that, donated it to the show, which I really appreciate because when he showed me a picture of what he was working on, I thought that was pretty cool. But if you're where do we find your art?
Extremesportsart.com, extremesportsart.com, or Ryan dash hyphen.
Ryan Hanna _RBH works.
Yeah,
on
on the
Instagram.
grams. Yeah, that's probably the best way.
That's
I don't know
all-
how to sell myself, so it's all right.
Well, you mean have more in common now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to that video.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we got a follow up to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday 127 with an FE250 motor takeout by the rubber dampeners in the clutch.
This video
Did
is
not
so
say
Not sure when the
exciting.
show was,
No,
early
I don't hear
Jan,
anything.
but I'm still
Hey,
waiting on motor
it's
parts
not
over
going
here.
It's just it's all silence here.
Motorhead is the only thing outstanding.
I'm looking
hopefully that's coming in
at
hot
a
sauce,
shaky
but the
video
answer to
with
the supply chain
a
issues
bike
over
with
here
no
is
He was saying
motor
there
in
was
it.
So in the video,
KX
he said there was no
450X.
parts coming in for that.
Just tune the
so he went ahead and got
suspension.
a 21 KX 250.
Set up the rider
Just
Right.
like that demo like that he was talking about.
Oh, that's the one with the slip and
10-ounce,
clutch.
Yeah, so it's got
Or
some-
the dragging clutch.
Yeah, so it's got a tugger strap.
And gone up one tooth in
it's
the
got
rear to a
some
52.
reworked suspension.
I like how Matt's
at
just
the
dropping
moment.
straight into the
we're gonna
narration
hit
for
a
the
local
guy.
motocross track today.
Yeah,
really
he's
only
just
been bush
planning on
riding
He's
it
got some money on
making
there.
this thing work
for the
with
next couple hours. So we'll see how that goes. But maybe
Well,
put this
that
in
was
submission
awesome.
for
That was
I
Rooster
think
Endo.
the,
This
I
is all
think chat
Roost.
might be able to get the video sound.
right.
Heather
Oh,
says
the video has sound. You need to be
sound.
quiet.
I think.
Well,
boss-
Matt told me
the
to take
boss-
my headphones off.
No, I couldn't hear it. I took
couldn't
my
hear it
headphones
either.
on and I couldn't hear it. But anyway,
I don't like headphones anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks, George, for the link. I did see your note earlier. George wanted to point out that I thought it might be a little bit dangerous for him to take control of my throttle in the sand. George, I now understand I was having a heat stroke at that moment. But
He
But
could
yes.
hear your heat stroke.
Yeah, he could hear
No,
it.
they're saying they could hear
they
the
could
video.
Oh,
hear
could
the
hear the
audio.
video.
Yeah.
It was just, it wasn't going to us, but it was going to them.
Right. So,
So the complete opposite of what was opposite problem of last week.
well, somebody will fix it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post. Oh, this is live.
It's a live show. That's why it's such a
Yeah.
mess.
Thanks, Matt.
So I have no idea. We have this horrible picture that doesn't do it any justice. Is that art or is that art?
Oh, this is art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nouveau.
And he showed us a bike without an engine, which is kind of depressing.
Hey, take
and
a
then,
picture of this. It could be an NFT.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you
Dirt
make money at that?
Yeah, you can launder some money from some Russian billionaire, I'm sure.
Well, hopefully, shitshow.com.
Yeah.
We're trying. We're really
We're
trying.
working on
We're
buying
really
that
trying our
domain.
best to help you out here. So he couldn't get parts for the one that was all apart.
And it was one that he had actually submitted a question about quite a few shows ago from like 127.
What was the issue? Was that the one that the 300 top end or?
No, it was an FE 250. It might have been a TE 250.
Yeah. Is he in the chat? Maybe you can remind me.
Maybe he is in the
Is
chat.
that all? That's all we had today.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We got Rique's bike. Definitely a roost. I think
He wins just for sending a video in, and a long-time listener.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's the winner.
Sounds good.
And the other guys are disqualified because they're all fishing for
I'll pull his name
$100
up
gift
again
certificates.
Here, it's Pedro Linchero.
Pedro Linchero,
Yep.
dirt bike. Yeah. We got to. We have to have we should have a submission form, so it makes it easier for these people because following instructions is kind of difficult. I understand.
Yeah, this is a nightmare, Matt. Did you translate this from Ricky's text?
No, no. So I just copy and paste.
This is Ricky's
And
text.
push 2 buttons.
Yeah.
Mostly
this-
my buttons.
This is bad.
Hey,
So-
it's only 2 buttons to copy and paste, and it's only 2 buttons to start and run the show.
It's okay. I've hit my head too, Ricky. I understand. Those letters are hard.
Okay, so we're at the point of the show where we are looking for any sort of questions that you might have. If you have been trying to find some sort of mystery answer, we can help you out. This is what I do sometimes. We're going back through this, scrolling through the chat right now.
Oh, we just got called out
By what?
by Bob. Go up one. Go up a little. He said Ryan and Jimmy are
limp-wristed.
No, they're fused. That means I'm stronger.
No, mine's not fused at all.
Oh,
no,
you got to
they're
work
just,
on
they're,
that.
They're,
You got to break it a couple more times.
They're just kind of disconnected, is what
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, just gotta bring them.
So what would Jimmy do? Oh, that's supposed to be a segment, like when you fix something. We kind of did it with the fork seal thing tonight.
Yeah.
What else did I work on today? I got upset because I couldn't use that really trick funnel, so I just went and got my regular funnel. And what else did I work on? Did I work on anything on the trail? Bike worked perfect all day. Oh, I had clicks to my suspension.
We want to know what your personal endo and roost of the day is.
Yeah.
Oh, like my personal. The roost was the KTM 300 I rode. 2019 KTM 300.
Yeah, rode perfect.
That thing was. I had a really good time.
I had such a good day.
I like that more and more. And my personal endo today.
You missed my bushcraft when I got that tree stuck in between the motor and the brake lever. You
right.
missed
Well,
it.
I know. I
You
knew.
missed it.
I wondered. I thought maybe there was a miscommunication because when I turned around and said, "Okay, we're going to head back now."
No, I turned around perfect. Then I just murdered.
I
a
thought
tree.
maybe you thought I was going to go look for a different way
no,
around and
no.
then come back again because I was kind of waiting for a while and I didn't, and I finally heard the bike fire up, so
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't think much of it.
Yeah, always keep a pocket knife on you, kids.
Did you have to use a pocket knife?
I had to cut the tree out.
Oh,
Always
Yeah.
ride with a
Always-
partner.
and the partner.
Don't worry if that partner just abandons you completely. It's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah,
totally.
pocket
You'll be fine.
knife is really
No, this is
good.
Jimmy's version of like, is he okay? He's like, oh, I hear his bike. I'm gonna keep going.
Again, if you have any questions, what you'll get the what would Jimmy do if you put me in this situation. Did we ever get the clarification? There was one guy asked for some clarification on one of his questions. I know we got the clarification on the carburetor.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
That was a good one.
But I think everything else.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
So CRF 450X,
Right.
with the carburetor,
Right.
Would
Ricky's
you-
favorite bike.
would you change it to Electron? Or like a
No.
no?
No.
Keep it.
No, that's a good carburetor.
I mean, I got $1,000 into the carburetor, so like I'm not too worried. I got the float pole and the external, all the other stuff.
The bleed. It adjusts the squirt bleed.
all the R&D
R&D stuff.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
of it.
no, that's a good carburetor stock in
Yeah.
general. Those they I mean, as far as carburetors go, they spend a lot of time having to take it in and out, on and off the bike
It sucks.
is a nightmare.
It sucks,
and
yeah.
when the pilot jet plugs, that's a nightmare. And
It's not too bad. You just
so-
loosen up and twist it, but yeah.
You got to take the whole subframe off
No, you don't.
to get your pilot jet out.
Absolutely not.
You can get your pilot jet out
Absolutely.
without. Do you have to pop it out of the boot or anything, or just
Nope.
just turn
I just
it?
twist it.
Wow, you have a
I-
long screwdriver.
Yeah, I have one screwdriver that I
Do you-
bought specifically for it. Yeah.
Do you take the chain cover off?
Half
or
the time.
It's off or it's
Nope, I usually leave it on.
okay. You can get it up in there. Interesting. So I got rid of 2 Honda 450
For that reason.
just because I got sick of doing that. And actually, a lot of times it wasn't just the pilot jet that would plug, like the internal passageways and stuff.
Yeah.
And now I have 2 CRF 250Xs. One's a Christini and one's a normal one. That the carburetors need to
Yeah,
come
I
off.
spent,
And
I spent a very long day on that.
And if you think getting the carburetor off of a CRF 250X is tough, try it with a Christini because now you have a chain.
Oh yeah, you got the worm gear and the chain.
Yeah, the
right
chain
there.
and all that stuff,
Oh,
and the whole
yeah,
frame
it's
is modified around there.
Nightmare.
And so I wasn't happy when I noticed the other day that bike is a little lean on the Pilot Jet.
Mid-body gasket once a year. What is that?
Inside the carburetor, there's a mid-body gasket, and this is a big problem with those too because the current fuel kind of degrades those gaskets and it starts leaking.
Well, luckily I've lived in Oregon where they don't have that gas.
Right.
Yeah.
Non-ethanol
Yeah,
fuel.
non-ethanol fuel.
Well,
That is the
Try to
ticket.
find that around here.
That is the ticket.
Or people that decide to put race gas in there and then they burn
yeah.
out twice as quick.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, that looks like a wrap for us. Thank Siri. Sorry. Like Siri, like my phone.
No.
No?
Like Mary with an
Like
S.
Mary with an S.
There you go.
Mary. Sari.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, you nailed it.
Look at that.
Well done.
I
Who
can be-
said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
I can be taught.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for teaching us that when do you grip a bike?
All the time.
Regrip a bike.
all
Regrip
the
a bike
time.
all the time.
Regrip all the time.
Yeah.
Gripsmanship.
You're gonna have so much of a better. Seriously, like the rest of my day was so much better just for the fact that I regripped all the time.
Jeff Cole, if you were up there cleaning trail in the place you said, I appreciate you, but never say that word out loud.
Yeah, that's sacrilege. Right
yeah, we never talk about locations, and there's a long story behind that tree, and you'll have to meet me in person before I tell it because I don't talk about locations.
The Paiutes, that's in New Mexico, right?
It's in Africa.
Africa, yeah, there we go.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's one of my things. Like when people say, "Hey," like they want to know where was that photo taken, and I'm like, find it yourself.
New Mexico.
Yeah, because the reason is because now it's too easy to just grab information off the internet
You
and
can
go
look
there.
up the location tags on the photo.
Well, yeah, you can, but that's why I take all that stuff off of that stuff. But
you don't take pictures.
Yeah, or you don't post on the socials. But it's too easy for people to go find really good stuff, choice locations and stuff these days. So I think that let the consumers go someplace else. Yeah.
Especially when you spend so much time building.
Yeah,
trails.
Germany. It was someplace in
definitely
Germany.
in
Or
Germany.
Florida. It's a Germany or Florida, one of those two places.
Well, you were working for BMW when you discovered that tree.
The Paiutes, that's a
In
swamp, right?
Germany. Yeah, the Paiutes is a swamp.
Yeah,
Maybe
the Paiute swamp. I've been there.
Louisiana,
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
I've been there. It's a great place to ride bikes.
Anyways, well, that sounds like a show to me. We are gonna see you maybe next week, maybe not. If it is next week, it will be remote for me because I will be in another country. So hopefully we can make it. I mean, think Logan's ever gonna show up again?
I think he
Is
will.
he digging his own grave?
Is his dad digging?
I don't think so
himself a
because I kind of told him like
They were using a tractor.
Oh.
Yeah. So who knows? Okay. So with that, guys, we will see you on the trail.